Everybody, John Cottrell here of MBODY Yoga, and this is Soft Flow Yoga. Thanks for joining me. In this practice, we're going to get unbound. For this binding and unbinding practice, you're going to need a prop, something that's going to be kind of long. This is a yoga strap, so if you happen to have a yoga strap, go ahead and grab that. It could be a jump rope, it could be a belt, or even something even a little shorter like a hand towel. So just go ahead and grab that and set it to the side. We'll have it ready. Let's begin our practice with breath. So I invite you to find a nice comfortable seat, sitting up nice and tall, and begin with some deep breaths. Nice full inhale, filling up your lungs, and exhale to empty. Good. And just continue with that nice full inhale. Just feel the expansion in your lungs and heart space. Exhale to completion. Making this wonderful connection to the breath, bringing us here, keeping us present, taking this journey inside of ourselves. And as you're breathing, just tune in. Notice how you're feeling and what does feel bound up. What are some of the obstacles that are inside of you? And we can think of this practice as a way to unbind or break free and move through those obstacles. As you inhale, just feel the breath rising upward, filling up your lungs. And exhale. Again, breathing in, feel the breath rising, filling up the lungs. And on this exhale, as you're able, draw your belly button in towards your spine, that light contraction of your abdominal muscles, the abdominal lock. And 2 more breaths like this. Let's add a very simple movement with the breath. On your next inhale, extend your arms out and up, reaching upward. And exhale, extend the arms out, reaching across the room, and let them float back down to your side. Again, breathing in with some effort, reach across the room, all the way up towards the ceiling, and exhale out and down. So we're just taking this opportunity to find movement, moving with breath, but also some movement in the shoulders, loosening up the shoulders a little bit. Because in our specific bind today, it will involve our shoulders. So we need to have loose shoulders. Very nice. Go ahead and finish the breath that you're on and take 2 more. Again, nice energy in the arms, hands, and fingers, reaching upward. Experience the lengthening through the sides of your body, and of course the movement of your shoulders, the movement of breath. And when you're complete, just come back to stillness and just hold here for a moment. Good. Let's change our posture. Let's come to hands and knees and just loosen up our spine and pelvis a little bit. I like to use a blanket here just to have some cushion for my knees and my wrists, just like this. So our cat-cow flow. So an inhale to tip the chin up, arch the back, the pelvis tip back as well. That's our cow pose. Exhale, round it all out. Rounding the spine, chin to chest, cat. Inhale, feel the pelvis tip back, the belly drops. We arch the back like a back bend, heart opens, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck the pelvis under. Belly button towards spine, rounded spine, chin to chest. Maybe a few more like this. Even though the focus here is on the spine and the pelvis, it also does some work for the shoulders because the torso is in motion. The shoulders are also getting a little bit of opening as well, even though the arms aren't moving. So finish this breath and take one more. And just return to a neutral tabletop posture, holding for a few moments, just like this. We'll make our way into downward facing dog. If you are on a pad, go ahead and set that to the side for now. Return to your hands and knees. Let's reposition the hands here. So we'll step the hands forward so your hands and wrists are out from underneath the shoulders. I like to spread out the fingers, feeling that stretch between each finger, but also creates a nice solid base for the hands. And then lean into the hands, opening up the palms, stretching the palms open. And as you press into the earth, nice strong straight arms. Now go ahead and tuck your toes. You can even kind of sit back a little bit to get a stretch in the toes. And return to your cat-cow. We'll inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose, hold cat. And then lift knees off the ground, send your hips into the air. And while they lift up, be sure the knees stay bent. Meanwhile, head and chest start to sink between the arms. I'm going to make a slight adjustment with my feet and hands. I'm just taking them a bit wider. And then very carefully allow the chest just to sink to its maximal point here, where you might feel this in your back, but even in the shoulders and your chest. Again, just some opening and release in those areas of the body. Let's come to a standing posture. Let's step the feet forward until your feet are flat on the mat. Right there is good. Sliding the fingers towards toes. Here's a forward fold. Nice release. Shifting the weight into the heels, bend the knees to lower your hips. Start to lift the upper body to extend the upper body. Even feel free to place your hands on thighs. Push into thighs to help you stand up nice and tall. We'll inhale, extend the arms all the way up into the air. And exhale, arms down to your side. So we've made it to our first standing posture. Even take a moment, we'll circle the shoulders, big circles. Starting backward perhaps, like this, and then forward a few times. Good, let's go through a sun salute. Let's come up to the top of the mat so we have some space behind us here, but also leave a little space between your toes and the front edge of your mat. Mountain pose. Inhale, extend the arms out and up. Exhale, spread your wings. Bend your knees, sit back into an imaginary chair. Arms will start to come down. Belly comes down towards thighs. Reaching towards the floor, release your head and neck. Inhale, slide your hands up to your shins or your knees and extend the spine right here. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees enough so you can place the hands out in front of you in that space you've created. Walk or step the feet to the back end of your mat. Make sure you lower your hips to about shoulder level and you'll be in plank pose. I like to hold here for a few seconds just for good strength. Breathe in. Exhale, bend your knees slightly and send your hips into the air. Again, head and chest sink between the arms. Be careful with this. Just be aware of the sensations in the shoulders, because it already is acting like a little bind in the shoulders when you go deep. All right, let's go for a warrior one. Pick up the right foot and inhale and extend the right leg up and back. Exhale, let's step right foot to the top of the mat or let it land somewhere behind the right wrist. This is good here. Turn your left leg so the left heel can connect fully to the ground so your whole foot's on the floor behind you. Your body weight is probably slightly forward, so I like to shift the weight back so we find a balance between both feet here. Maybe even crawl up the body up to the thigh. Help extend the spine right here. Then we'll inhale, rise up all the way, reaching into the air. Let's hold for a moment in a warrior one. Again, a nice extension through the arms. We have a nice lunge with the legs. Take a breath in. Exhale, opening up to the left, bringing your arms down to parallel. Adjust the feet if you need to, so your joints in the lower half of the body feel good. We're going to hold here for a moment just to build a little endurance in the arms here, especially in the shoulders in our warrior two. Very good. All right, side angle. We're going to modify it. We'll shift forward slightly here. Rotate the arms, even bend this right arm if you'd like. Even bring the forearm to the thigh or your hand to the thigh. I'm going to bring my hand to the thigh here and bring left hand up into the air initially. Nice opening. Feel as if you're trying to reach up for the ceiling. And then I'm going to bring this hand down and bring it to my low back. Actually, I'm going to turn around quickly so you can see where I'm actually placing my hand. I'm just placing it here on the low back. And making sure you still have some mobility in the shoulder. And I like to circle the shoulder here. Again, a couple times backward and a couple times forward. So we're getting set up and ready for our bind that we're creating. To come out, we'll just inhale, re-extend this left hand up into the air. Exhale, turn towards the floor, free the hands, fold, bring your hands down to the mat. And slide this right foot back into plank pose. Soften the knees, send your hips into the air, and sinking the chest. Let's do the other side. Inhale, extending left leg up into the air. And then the exhale will step through. Left foot to the top of the mat or behind the left hand. Right heel turns to the floor. Let's shift the weight back into that foot so you have a good foundation with both feet. Bring the hands up to the thigh if you'd like. Press into the thigh to help you extend and lengthen through the torso. Free the hands, reach forward and up. We'll pause for a moment in our Warrior One. Good reach. When you reach up, we actually open up a lot of space in the torso, belly, and even in the back. And we'll open up to a Warrior Two. Make some adjustments with your feet if you need to, really just to have a nice solid foundation, but also want to feel good in your joints, your hips, knees, and ankles. Holding for a moment for endurance in the shoulders. And then our modified side angle pose. Let's reach forward a little bit, rotate the body. Again, I'm just going to bring my left hand. You can bring the forearm, but I'm going to step a little higher by placing the hand on the thigh. Meanwhile, right hand goes up into the air. Good reach. It opens up through the front body. And remember these sensations of feeling quite open. And then bringing the right hand down behind you. Same thing as we did before. I'm just resting the back of my hand on my low back. Enough where I can still have some space in the shoulder and give it several circles backward and forward. We'll just hold for a moment. Now I like to think of this as kind of a minor or a mini bind, just having the hand behind you. Again, we're getting set up for the full bind that we'll do, and we're going to use the prop. Let's go ahead and inhale, re-extend the arm up into the air, reopening. We'll turn, bring the hands back down to the floor here. Rise up onto tiptoes behind you to align the hips. Slide left foot back. Here's plank pose, pausing for a moment. And I'm going to bring the knees to the floor and sit back briefly into hero. Now this is where I want to get my strap. Now the yoga straps are typically quite long. So I'm just going to take the strap and actually have it folded in half like that. I'm going to have the belt side, up near the top edge of my mat on the left side of my body, okay? So if you have a towel, a small towel, it'll be much shorter, but same thing, maybe have it up here, or your belt, or jump rope just alongside the left side of your body. Now we're doing binds today, but the really intention is to experience what kind of binds are in your own body, what feels confined or constricted, and we're going to get into that and even exaggerate those sensations so that you can really feel the expression of letting go and opening up. Alrighty, here we go. Let's come back to hands and knees. Let's set this up, stepping hands forward, spread out the fingers, tuck toes. Let's do a cat-cow here. Here's cow, inhale. Exhale, cat, rounded. Hold, lift knees and hips into the air, downward facing dog. Inhale, extend your right leg up. Exhale, let's send the right foot to the top of the mat. Again, weight shifts forward. We need to shift the weight back. I'm going to turn that back leg, get the heel on the floor, and shift the weight back. And so I feel balanced and secure on both feet right here. Now, don't rise up just yet because we want to grab the strap in my left hand. I'm going to grab the buckle part of it at the very end. So I'm going to have a nice long tail. Then I can start to lift, rising up here, reaching. So I've got the belt in my left hand. It's on the kind of outside of my body. Here's my warrior one. Inhale, and then on the exhale, opening up to warrior two. So here's my belt. Make some adjustments with the feet. Here we are. Side angle pose. It's the same setup as we did before. Rotate the arms. I'm going to bring my right hand to thigh. Bring the left hand up and just make sure your strap or whatever you have kind of drops down behind you like this. Okay, and then I'm going to bring this hand down to my low back. Again, the strap is behind you, and now you've kind of created this little tail. I'm going to free up this right hand and go a little lower, and we're just going to reach underneath and find that tail right there. So this is the binding part. And what I like to do, I get a little lower and I kind of walk the hands towards each other. They don't have to actually connect or reach each other, but that's why we have the strap. The strap just helps close the gap between the hands if you can't reach the hands in this particular bind. So even your connection might even be something like this, where your hands are kind of separated, but you're holding on to the prop, your strap or belt, to help bridge that gap. And this is the bind. And then we release the bind by, I'm just going to drop the strap there, and then we re-extend and open the arms. And that's the opening of the body, feeling the body free itself from its binds. Inhale, and exhale, we'll turn, fold, hands to the ground, slide right foot back here. Soften the knees and the hips into the air. There's our down dog. Now, if you need to, you can always come down to the knees again, which I'm going to do. The strap is already set up on the right side, but I need to get it, and it's in a better position here so I can easily grab it here. And then we can return to our down dog. Let's do the other side. So inhale, extend left leg into the air. Left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel to the earth, shifting the weight back. Balanced. Before you rise, remember, grab your strap. We'll inhale, rising up. Opening warrior two. Adjusting your strong foundation. Side angle. Left hand to thigh, right hand and up. Making sure that strap drops down behind you. And then the bind, bringing the hand down and behind, making the tail. Freeing up this left hand, just going a little lower, and see if you can grab that strap. Maybe your bind is something very high up like this. Closing the gap, that's fine. But you might be much lower, getting the hands even closer together. You're going to feel this in the shoulders, perhaps. You're going to even feel this in the hips, this binding sensation. This left arm is braced against the left inner thigh. So those are the sensations you might experience while in a binding pose like this. And even tightening or exaggerating that bind, just really feeling these sensations so you know what it feels like to get out of it. And the freedom of getting out of that bind, which we're going to do right now. Just kind of releasing. You can just drop your strap, reopen, freeing the heart, freeing the whole body. Inhale, and return to the earth. Sliding that foot back. There's plank pose. Let's go ahead and bring knees to the floor. Sitting back into hero. And go ahead and take your seat. So just a very simple flow, using the strap to get into that side angle pose with a bind. And just knowing the intentions of binds. You can certainly repeat that flow if you'd like. as you open up the shoulders and really tune into that intention of freeing the body. Let's hold here for a few breaths. Good. And one last movement together. We'll inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart. Taking one more breath here. And as we come to the close of our practice, we bow together saying, Namaste. Thank you so much for watching and participating in this yoga lesson. To help us with the channel so we can continue to bring you more content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Namaste.